Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? And welcome to Daily Game Review number 6. Today we have WhiteA as black versus AvacEnal. I don't know the ranks of these two players. I do believe someone submitted it as a Q level game though, so we'll see how it goes. Since I don't know the ranks, I'm going to go in having no idea what to expect. I'm assuming that it will still be something I can review. Hopefully someone isn't spamming a pro game just to trick me, because that will be very embarrassing. But yeah, I think it's a Q level game. I just don't know what level. And so yeah, let's go into this having no idea what to expect. We're just going to see what happens. Alright, so we have WhiteA playing black and playing a star point 3-4 combination. White also playing star point 3-4 combination, but playing this move, which it normally gives black. It encourages a black approach here, so I'm not a big fan of this move, but we'll see how it goes during the game. We play normal Joseki, white playing high instead of the normal low. Normally it's low here because it kind of finishes the position, it's quite solid, and you can just get somewhere else very quickly. White here instead plays high because I guess he wants to develop the top side. However, it is recommended that you don't play all of your stones on one side in the opening, so you kind of want to get around very quickly, especially as white. So normally you would want to fix this position here like this, or something like this, or extend. But you can see white's too focused on one side and isn't getting places very quickly, so I think this stone should be low. So I think white already getting a little bit slack, but nothing too major right now. Honestly, it's just a little preference. White does get to the approach move, and we'll see how it goes from here. Both players playing a normal Joseki, white playing a common extension. This extension, I don't want to go into that right now. This extension, there's a lot of controversy about right now, whether it's good or not for white because of all the stuff into it, but let's not get into that right now. Honestly, it's a common Joseki, it's played in the Q levels, and I think only the pros and top Don level amateurs should really care if this is still considered playable or not due to the Aji. However, once it gets strong enough, your players will know how to utilize that Aji, and you should know how to defend it, so you should probably look into that at some point. However, for this game, we're just going to say, hey, it's a Joseki, let's let it slide. Black playing an approach move on the right side. It should be note that F3 and here and the top side are all still the next big moves. White getting this move and now making a decent combination. So honestly, I think instead of this move, I would have liked to approach from here, but maybe white pincers or something. I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to say. It's actually a little difficult to respond up here now. So maybe that stone does make it a little bit interesting. The reason I'm not a big fan of the right side is because this is already a third line. It's already settled. So I don't really see it being the biggest move, but it is the most open area, so it can't be bad, right? Most open side is the next biggest move according to basics, so let's just see how this plays out. So we play here, white plays here. I think I would probably think about jumping into the corner at this point just because I don't want to play on the right side. But the approach move itself can't be bad. Black jumps back and tries to develop the right side. There's just so many openings. I really just don't like this shape. That's why, honestly, I hate... I'm not a big fan of the follow-ups here because after it's already flat and settled, it just doesn't look like there's a good combination. However, if you 3-3, then I think it's probably playable. If white wants to play this way, then you just live in the corner. And you can see the right side is still not that interesting because black can still reduce like this. But it does develop the top side, so there's that. But that's just my style. Honestly, it's just my preference, so I don't think it's a bad idea. This, black's developing the right side, it also reduces the top side influence, so honestly, maybe he's doing better than I'm doing. Maybe he knows a little bit more about this than I do, because it looks like he's creating a nice combination. It's just all going to depend on how he follows it up. White playing this approach here, another big move, quite big. Black plays this attachment here. This attachment normally isn't recommended because it's only in specific cases that you want to do this, and I can't say I know this attachment well enough to say when those cases are. I just know more times than not it's not a good place to play. If you're worried about white playing the 3-3, you can just do this. You have a third line up here, so you could probably get away with something like this. Even if white invades, you can just split. So I think you can get away with something like this and be fine. If white goes here, you can make a very large corner. So I would probably consider something like this. The reason I don't like a normal move like this is because white plays a 3-3, and it's pretty much the same stuff that happened over here. And black loses the corner and doesn't have any influence because of this position. So I think black was also seeing this, and that's why black decided to go here. Or black wants to make white flat and build an influence, but this stone is high. I mean, it doesn't do nothing because it's high. It actually helps cancel out an influence. So I think I'm not a huge fan of this. Also, the 3-3 is the normal follow-up here. And this shape is honestly very ugly for black to play this way. So, because you can see this empty triangle here, it looks kind of ugly. White took a corner. I think this is really ugly for black to play that way. So normally black plays something like this, and white lives in the corner. And you can see that black is kind of at a loss on what to do. You don't really have too many good moves left. Probably just here, I guess, and then threaten the cut, also threatens the base, and you can do something like that. I don't know, I honestly don't know, but the 3-3 should be the next move for white, and now black has trouble finding a follow-up. This, though, I think helps black. It does make a good combination with this third line stone, but black gets a very nice corner. And the invasions is a little difficult. It's not impossible, but it looks like black just got unnecessarily good shape. White's playing the top side, so a little bit of a loss here, I think, for white. So I think black got a little bit here. White getting the top side and now making a good combination with F16. So you can see, I think white has his own style, his own variation with F16 and how it works. So perhaps it's not a bad move if he's the one playing it. If he's researched it, studied it, and knows how to play it, how it works, then perhaps he can make it work and it's good for him. I normally would not recommend it though, unless you studied it and you know when to use it, when not to use it. You have to know it inside and out. Otherwise, you should probably stick to a normal move that's quite common and easy to work with. However, if you know it, you studied it, you know how it works, then perhaps it's a good move. Perhaps it creates an interesting combination, because look at the top side. Top side looks really nice. However, I would probably consider a 2-space jump here rather than a 3-space jump, just to encourage the invasion to be here. And it's easier to deal with like this, rather than an invasion being here and then creating some type of combination here. And this combination would be quite annoying, or maybe you can get something here or something. I don't know, but there's a lot of Aji in there, and because of that Aji, I would prefer a 2-space here. So black instead chooses to force white to fix the Aji. Oh, this can't be good, right? Because you're forcing your opponent to make 4th line territory, and your Moyo I don't think is equal. Because it can easily be reduced. Just push a little bit and then play on the line of the Moyo. I think this Moyo is not equal to the 4th line territory. And you fix an invasion, so honestly I don't think it's good. And not only that, you didn't even follow it up. You just Tanuki'd, right? So why not just go here from the start and then you have an invasion later? Maybe he's worried that white gets something here, maybe? I don't know. And maybe some type of reduction. But remember, he can get the territory. This is fine, right? The Moyo is not too difficult to deal with, but I guess he was worried about white making some Moyo, but this just fixes white's shape on top, so I don't think it's a good exchange. I think it's helps white. Black defending the right side, so now black defending the weakness on the right side, so he definitely knows about them. White defending here, and now black decides to invade. So now we don't really have any weaknesses on the board. There's a little annoying thing right there, but it's not something major. So now we look at where's the biggest move to play. And I think the biggest move to play is honestly follow up with what you started. I mean, you gave white territory here. It's going to be hard to deal with. However, you can follow up with something like here, or maybe even something here. Because it looks like the left side is a little bit bigger than the top side. So if your area is bigger than your opponent's, build it, right? However, it should be quite easy for white to deal with this, with something like this. And you can see that it's going to be a little difficult for black to develop here. So maybe black thinks it's not good enough to develop here. Maybe he has to invade. But then white's going to easily reduce it even more severely, so white can get something like this. Maybe that helps black. That's probably doing exactly what he did. So maybe just something here. Line of the Moyo, just reduce, maybe good enough. Later, not now, later. And white will probably get something here. Oh, white does do it now. Well, I think now you should probably be responding to this, right? The normal move's here. And then something like this is more normal. Let's see, do you have the ladder? Atari there, Atari. take there. You do have the ladder, so you can go here. Black plays like this, Atari, and then he'll just have to give it up like this. You lose some points on top, so that's a thing. So maybe he's worried about that. If you don't like this variation, then what about just robbing the base here? Black jumps, and then you have some weakness to take advantage, because maybe you can split here later or something, and then you can think about reducing, or maybe even go here and then think about splitting and something. I don't know, right? But keep your points. However, a straight Tanuki will give Black plenty of Aji in here. Look at this move. This move threatens to get out in combination with this stone. It threatens to connect up. It's a lot of Aji, and worst case, you can just go here, right? So quite a lot of Aji in this area, and you can see that Black forcing White to make this fourth line territory, but if White doesn't get it and Black ends up stealing it, then maybe this exchange was good, or becomes good, because Black destroyed what he was giving to White, and White didn't get anything out of it, right? So I think White probably owes a move up there. However, White coming in to reduce now, but I think because of this stone, the line of the enemy's territory, or the line of influence, is one line higher. So I think this is one line too deep in Black and Cap, which he did, because remember, this stone affects the line of the influence. So I think to play on the line of the influence, it needs to be something like this, a little bit like one stone higher, and that way, when you jump out, it becomes a little bit easier to deal with. However, White played here, and Black gets a nice attack off, nice cap. So we're going to see how White deals with this. White decides to play some attachments here and play some Sabaki. And for those who don't know, Sabaki is to play very loosely and play very quickly, and be willing to give up part of it in order to live with the main part of it. So basically, White is saying, I don't need to save every stone, I just need to save some of them. And so it looks like he's trying to play a little bit of Sabaki, but maybe this is a little bit overplay because of all the cuts. I'm not sure. Let's see how this plays out. Black extends. The ladder doesn't work for White, so now White has to jump out. I think it would be worth it to get the forcing moves, though. So what about something like this? Then let's say Black defends here, and now White can easily start escaping with something like this. Black can get this forcing move here, but now what? He doesn't really have any follow-ups. And you can see that the shape is quite nice for White to escape with. Black did get the territory. White was able to reduce and get out, so I think it's good enough for White. However, Black will get some forcing moves on this and get some profit later, and Black can also even come back and play pure now because his left side's secure. So perhaps something like this would be a little bit better. However, White plays here, and you can see there's so many cutting points. There's a lot of Aji here. It's very loose, very weak, so it's hard to say if this is a good running move or not. Black defending here doesn't need to be careful about the cuts and liberties, but so does White. White defends, White peeps, Black splits. Very nice catch by Black. White shouldn't be peeping here and threatening to cut off one stone. Rather, he should be defending his weak group. So Black, very nice, starts cutting off White, keeping track of, hey, what's important. The important thing is you're dying. White still not playing off the weak group. He really needs to get back to this weak group and start jumping out or something. But Black, instead, he's starting to invest, giving Black even more forcing moves. White trying to get some combination here, but doesn't look like it'll work out. Doesn't work out, and now White is in a lot of trouble. White playing here, worried about the cuts. I think White should just play here and give up these two stones. Honestly, at this point, he just needs to survive with something because he's already given Black so many points. And I think it's because he tanukied his weak group too many times. Trying to live here, trying to get some shape. There's still some cuts here. These two stones still aren't alive and still not connected. Black jumping and attacking the whole group. I think Black can be a little bit more severe here with a Knight's move. Something like this. And there's a lot of Aji in here, but it should be okay, I think. But yeah, Black just attacking, completely controlling this game now. Black gets worried about the weakness, does get back and get another move, and finally gets to the top side. So Black got so many points on the left side and destroys the top side. So I think this is a huge lead for Black. White definitely struggling, definitely failed with that reduction invasion thing. And so I think White should probably review some Starpoint or Sanrensei games and see how they reduced and how they played Sabaki and how it normally goes about, because White definitely messed up the reduction, and he didn't really defend himself properly in this area. So I think the whole left side was a little bit bad for White, and the way he can fix that is he can study some influence games, and Takumi Masaki's the obvious one that pops in the head. Other players might be, maybe you could search influential type players and see how their games go and see how their opponents dealt with their influence, how they invaded or reduced, how they played Sabaki, and get some ideas for general shape from that. But that's basically going to be how you learn how to invade, how to reduce, is basically study the games that had that in it. Professional games usually have very, very good variations to learn from. So I think White definitely needs to learn about that. Black played very nicely, all from the start, from the cap all the way up to where he split and then responded correctly over here. I think Black played like so good on the left side, and he got Sente to come back and reduce the top side. So definitely Black played very well here. White trying to defend his points, what's left of them. Black just easily getting out. White trying to cut, but at this point, honestly, it's a little bit too late because Black already got the first move. Black shape is quite easy to deal with, and Black playing very nice. Black still playing very nice shapes, very nice reading, and just coming out so easily. White hunting here, which is not going to cut it with this shape. There's not enough liberties. Black gets this Atari, and White resigns. Honestly, I cannot argue with this resignation because this is just Black's in complete control. Black's dominating this game, and you can see Black has a clear level advantage over White because White didn't respond to his top area, messed up the invasion on the left, and Black has just played so solidly, so nicely. And honestly, it's hard to say that Black made many mistakes this game. I mean, what honestly, besides G15, what did Black really do? Black made a questionable shape on the right, but that's questionable because I don't like it personally. I'm not saying it's a bad shape on the right, because the right looked, it's actually quite nice for him. So I think I might actually learn from that. Maybe I'll try that shape out in the future because the right shape seemed to work out for him. There are a lot of invasions. If he knows how to deal with it, it could be very nice for him. It's a quite interesting shape. It's very simple. If he learns how to deal with the invasions, it's very nice. And he got the jump at P14 at a nice timing. So I think Black played very nicely this game, and Black seems quite strong. So hard to say what Black did wrong. I think Black played very nice this game. I'm still not a fan of G15. I really, really don't like G15. It just helped White make points. Aside from that, I think I don't really see anything wrong with Black's moves because I'm not a pro. If you play good enough moves, I think then that should be fine. For Q level players, that's what I focus on teaching. I'm a Q level player teacher. I'm not a down level player teacher. So I think from my perspective as a Q level player teacher, Black played very, very well this game. White, don't feel too bad. I know I kind of ranted on your moves a lot, but I think what you should do is just take this as a learning experience. Hey, you played a player who was really strong, played really well. Okay, so that means what he did to punish you is probably showing you what your weaknesses are right now. So he invaded the top and he got Sente on top. That means you didn't defend the top properly. He attacked you on the left, so maybe you went a little too deep on the left and you didn't defend yourself properly. So I think you should be thanking Black for punishing you because this shows you what your weaknesses are, what you need to work on. And if you know what you need to work on, it's all on you from there. So learning, some people don't know what they need to work on, what they need to look for. So learning that is definitely a key to improving. So learn what you need to work on, what you need to do to get stronger, and then figure out how to do it, and then put in the effort to improve those areas of play. So I think Black showed you that your reductions and your defense is a little lacking. So definitely work on that, and you can work on that by studying professional games and reading some books. I think there's a book on invasions, like Get Strong at Invading or something like that. The Get Strong series, I think, is a pretty good series. And also reviewing professional games that deal with large influences. So find influential type players and review a ton of their games and see how their opponents dealt with their influence and their milios and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully this will help you improve. Black, I don't really have much advice for you. You kind of played really well this game. So I don't know what to say. I think keep doing what you're doing, and if you submit another game that maybe one you lost, then maybe I can try and help you somewhere else. But both players, nice game. I really liked the uniqueness of this game. So like F16, the Q10 stuff, and honestly, it's just I like seeing different styles. That's one thing I don't get to see very much. I usually play very conventional. I play very solid and play common openings and stuff, so I don't really play non-conventional stuff like this. And I think that seeing this might actually help me improve my game, because it gives me more ideas to think about, more things to try, and how these different combinations might work. And I think learning from these is quite nice, and maybe you can even try it out in your games. I'm still not a fan of F16, but maybe if he had made it a 2-space jump instead of a 3-space jump, it might have been a little bit better. It was also quite hard to deal with, so I can't say I'll try F16, but I can't say I hate it either. But the right side, maybe I'll try the right side variation, because that looked quite nice. And I didn't really see a chance for white to invade it anytime soon, because the left side was too huge at the moment. But yeah, so different ideas, different things you could try, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. Sorry it's so short. It is a resignation game. That tends to happen, and not every game can be a golden half-point game, right? But I think a lot of things to learn from this game, and hopefully the players enjoyed the review, and hopefully this helps them a little bit. Anyway, it was a nice game, very interesting, and nice that I didn't really know what the levels were, so I didn't know what to expect. But it was quite an interesting game. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, if you want to submit your games for a chance to get reviewed, then please see the link in the description below. I can't review every single game, but you definitely have a chance. If you submit it, then I pick one game every single day, so hopefully maybe you'll get your games reviewed, and if not, then you can always try again. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.